restarted. Talk about rules are rules.
Well, you know what? Rules are rules. And you know what? Cowboy Bob Orton had to have been the shortest reigning champion ever in wrestling. What was it? 12, 15 seconds?
Not much more, to say the least. And I'm sure we'll know more about that this hour. And what a week it's going to be. Steve Dahl in action, the Blacktop Bully, America's hero, Sergeant Slaughter. And what a main event, a six-man tag. Chief Charlie Norris, Billy Two Eagles, and Konnan 2000. This should be wild against Super Destroyer and the Hangmen.
Well, whenever the Hangman's around, you know there's going to be trouble.
Exactly. Let's go to ringside. Mick Karsh and Lord Alfred Hayes.
Well, thank you very much. There's a true beauty and the beast, Missy Hyatt and Ken Resnick.
Hey, don't call Missy Hyatt a beast again.
For heaven's sakes, ladies and gentlemen, Missy Hyatt, certainly one of the great investigative reporters in professional wrestling, a true journalist. And I guarantee you, if something is happening in the American Wrestling Federation, Missy Hyatt is going to dig up the scoop.
Yeah, she'll get her pretty little nose into anything, absolutely anything at all. However, this fellow here, this young fellow, Steve Dahl, what a future is going to unfold for him.
Sensational Steve Dahl, and he comes by that nickname quite honestly. This kid, absolutely tremendous, one of the flashiest young talents in the sport of professional wrestling, and I promise you, this matchup is going to be excellent. His opponent, Bob Bradley, has shown us so much in the previous weeks. This is a pick-em in my estimation.
It is. I'll come to that a little bit later. But in the meantime, look at the roses being given to Steve Dahl by these gorgeous young girls. They've already lost their hearts.
Well, this is a very talented wrestler and certainly a heartthrob. And ladies and gentlemen, stay with us in just a couple of moments. We're coming back with the opening matchup. All right, welcome back, wrestling fans. The American Wrestling Federation and the Warriors of Wrestling. Mick Karsh and Lord Alfred Hayes, delighted to be here once again, and a terrific matchup. These two, in my estimation, equally talented, as is the case quite often here in the American Wrestling Federation. Great parity, great competitiveness. We're not an infomercial for a pay-per-view. This is professional wrestling the way it should be.
Absolutely 100% right. Now watch these two young men. Steve Dahl particularly, because I think that if he gets a break here in this wrestling match and actually gets a win, I think he's going to go on to much, much bigger things.
Well, Steve Dahl with an outstanding reputation. This is a great scientific wrestler, a diligent trainer, but I have to focus on Bob Bradley also for just a moment. In my estimation, very, very underrated. Bob Bradley is capable of beating anybody at any time, and this is going to be classic professional wrestling.
Absolutely. Bob Bradley has a very good record. Steve Dahl has a better record. That was so nicely executed. The one thing about Steve Dahl is he's got to get rid of that Simon Pure attitude and develop a little more of the killer instinct.
Well, I'm not so sure about that to this point in his career. Steve Dahl certainly very, very aggressive and very successful, and he definitely has the crowd behind him here. You know, he's compact. He's built almost like a little tank. 235, 240 pounds, but very, very graceful, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Indeed, and he has such expertise. He is so talented in the ring, he can switch from hold to hold, which is always the hallmark of a great wrestler.
And the referee calls for the break. Now, it appeared to me that Steve Dahl backed up. Bob Bradley complaining that his tunic was yanked there. I didn't see that at all.
Well, I did. He was definitely yanked out of position. However, Bob Bradley won't worry about that.
And there's an on-air marriage proposal there from that young lady. She'd like to tie the knot with Steve Dahl. Oh, what a shot by Bradley in the corner there. Catching Dahl almost unaware. And we take you from the top, ladies and gentlemen, of the arena. A tremendous flying head scissors.
Superb, actually,
And a drop kick.
so beautifully executed. He's really on fire now. He wants to get to Bob Bradley as quickly as possible for a secure victory.
Well, Bob Bradley very bewildered on the outside of the ring. That is one thing about Steve Dahl. He is absolutely explosive. At the drop of a hat, he'll nail you right to the jaw with that drop kick, that flying head scissors. This is a multi-talented young man.
Indeed he is. However, here, Bradley has got to slow the action down a little bit. That fast pace doesn't suit his style.
Well, he nailed Steve Dahl with that uppercut into the corner. Oh, look at Bradley. He's a happy... Oh, what? I was about to say he's a happy camper. He had that head scissors secured, but Steve Dahl once again unloaded. saber power down once again.
Two great maneuvers there by Steve Doll. Firstly, that head scissors, he countered that with a beautiful fall, and then he hammered Bradley with that drop kick.
Well, Bob Bradley at this point has to be trying to get his brain in order here, a little bit scrambled as the onslaught, the assault of Steve Doll continues here. And I have to give it to Steve Doll. For a man who's been in this profession just a couple of years, he is ring-wise. He knows where he's at all times, and at this point, you have to believe that the table is starting to fold just a little bit here under Bob Bradley.
Well, Bradley's doing the right thing as far as he is concerned. He's slowing down the action. He's recuperating, staying away from Steve Doll. You've got to keep him at arm's length.
We're down to under a half minute here, and now the more aggressive Bob Bradley is starting to surface in that ring. He's a man who's capable of scientific wrestling, but we've seen this from him. When he gets frustrated, he turns on the afterburners, in for the cover count of 1 and 2. Oh! Not only did he kick out, but he pressed Bob Bradley halfway across the ring.
Tremendous power shown there by Steve Doll, and of course Bradley back on the attack again.
Absolutely in with that reverse chinlock, almost a modified sleeper hold there as the round comes to a conclusion. Well, no clear winner in my estimation, although the waning seconds certainly belong to Bob Bradley. And ladies and gentlemen, here in the American Wrestling Federation, it's unfortunate, but there's a combination making all sorts of waves on a weekly, on an hourly basis. Let's hear from the Rat Pack.
Next week, my men, they're going to destroy the Lucky Team. The Maniac and the Roughneck.
That's right, the Roughneck and the Maniac. Anybody steps in the ring, you're going down for the last time.
Well, General Adnan, certainly with a combination there to be reckoned with, as if Mr. Hughes wasn't bad enough. He's got his own man, Maniac Manny Fernandez, chewing on his coat.
Well, Manny Fernandez is a very, very dangerous character indeed.
Oh, there's a dangerous boot right to the sternum of Steve Doll, and now Bob Bradley unloading. This has been a seesaw battle from the opening bell. Count of 2, and that would have been an upset of major proportions.
Well, I think that Bradley's taken the wrong track here. Once again, he stepped up the pace, and he shouldn't do that. He was doing so well before by slowing down the pace. However, he seems to be in control.
Well, I want to get back just a second to General Adnan and the Rat Pack. Certainly, Mr. Hughes and Maniac Manny Fernandez, forces to be reckoned with here in the American Wrestling Federation. I guarantee you the likes of Tito Santana, Sergeant Slaughter, they better keep an eye on the Rat Pack.
Well, they'll be watching for them, I'm sure of that. But Manny Fernandez, what an addition to any tag team.
Well, he's a nutcase, to say the very least, and back in the ring, Bob Bradley now maintaining control on Steve Doll with that reverse chinlock once again. Bradley, as you said, is very, very cognizant of the time frame, the round system here in the American Wrestling Federation, and he slowed down the pace again.
He has indeed, and it's more to his suiting. He is now gripping that head of Steve Doll and forging ahead also on points.
Well, Steve Doll back to that vertical base, but just that quickly, Bob Bradley throws him to the canvas and now continues the assault in the corner, all the way across the ring. Irish whip, and his back, the small of his back went hard into that buckle, and Bob Bradley now, I would not waste a lot of time against Steve Doll.
Now Bradley now trying to recuperate in the corner.
Oh!
And he did indeed, he suckered him right into that move.
And a big clothesline. Bob Bradley, the pacing was not accurate that time. He underestimated Steve Doll, and now Steve on the offense. He picks Bradley up, snap suplex, and a beauty.
It certainly was, and Doll in control now. Really, this match has gone back and forth, a seesaw indeed.
It certainly has. Whipped off ropes, and again, that thunderous forearm, that clothesline across the chest. Steve Doll, in my estimation, wait a second, Bradley out of nowhere with that flying head scissors and almost a pinfall.
A good 1-2 effort there by Bradley. He knows what he's doing at all times. Steve Doll, wow, this is a dangerous maneuver here.
It absolutely is, and Bradley is shoved off the top rope by Steve Doll. Powers his way out of that predicament. This is Doll on the top rope now. He comes across with that flying crossbody. Count of 1 and 2, and it's all over.
Also beautifully executed there by Steve
competitive, as we said. Steve Dahl and Bob Bradley, and now Steve being hugged by the adoring fans about ringside here. That was great, great wrestling.
And let's look at him as he emerged into the arena. He looked already a victor. What a leap that was. Very high, very accurate.
Absolutely. And a tremendously impressive victory, ladies and gentlemen, for sensational Steve Dahl. Stay with us. This is the American Wrestling Federation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back we are. The American Wrestling Federation, Warriors of Wrestling, truly professional wrestling the way it should be.
And there's a superb athlete there in the ring. He's looking for another victory. I had a talk with him before he came into the ring, and he said this is going to be a tough match, and I assured him it is going to be a tough match.
Well, I'm not so sure that he realizes just how tough this match is going to be, because this man that you're about to see is absolutely annihilating everybody in the American Wrestling Federation, accompanied to the ring by Big Mama. It is the Blacktop.
I don't want nobody looking at her.
All right.
I'm going to put this down your
I'm
throat.
sorry. Sorry.
Can you imagine? I tried to get into his dressing room to interview him. He had the sheer audacity to throw me out on my ear.
That's the first time I've ever agreed with the Blacktop Bully. And there's a look at Big Mama. Oh, look at the cords in his neck sticking out. He comes to the ring hostile. He leaves the ring hostile. This is a very dangerous man.
And he doesn't like anybody looking at Big Mama. But there she is. How can you avoid that?
Well, I'm not so sure that anybody can avoid looking at Big Mama. No question about it. She certainly is a sight to behold, along with her man, the man who pulled her out of her own truck into his own, the Blacktop Bully.
I think that was somebody else's truck, not hers. However, look at him, quick to action, and down the main road, trucking on, and he's collided with the Stormtrooper.
Well, the Stormtrooper is getting stormed on right about now. The Blacktop Bully, who absolutely relishes hearing those bones break and those ligaments tear, and I'm not being facetious. He loves it. That is what makes him tick. Anytime he can injure somebody, put him out of wrestling, he says, all I do that for is to make sure they don't come back and fight me a second time.
That's a good thought for him. Mind you, what I want to see here, and I'm hoping to see it, is the breaker one-liner. I really enjoy that punishing move that he has.
And ladies and gentlemen, while we are on the subject of professional wrestling in the American Wrestling Federation, one of the true superstars and one of the most popular stars anywhere, let's hear from the Birdman, Coco Beware.
Oh, yeah, next week, Frankie, you and I, we're going to have to do the bird in the American Wrestling Federation. I want the fans out there to put your left arm up and your right arm, too. Now you're doing the bird, too. Yeah, the American Wrestling Federation. Isn't that right, Frankie? Yeah.
Well, it was nice to hear from Frankie for a change. And we take a look at the Blacktop Bully, and while we have an opportunity, we want to say hello to everybody watching us on WPTT television in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Dr. Sam Siegel, and of course from the world of sports, we're hearing from the likes of Bruno Sammartino, Dominic DeNucci up in Pittsburgh, and how about football? John Madden and Terry Bradshaw, big fans of the American Wrestling Federation.
Yes, they're always trying to get my autograph, those two chaps.
They're not either. Wait a minute now. The Bully in the middle of the ring, setting him up. We have seen this so many times as he methodically takes his opponent apart.
Oh, there it is.
You love this. I know you love this.
Keep it on. Keep it on. Don't break it. Don't break it.
That is the breaker one-niner there. And the Blacktop Bully has discharged his opponent. The Stormtrooper, come on, referee. The Blacktop Bully doesn't hear officials. He doesn't hear the bell. All he wants to listen for is the snapping of bones.
And what an impressive victory that was by the Blacktop Bully. One might ask, who is possible in here in the American Wrestling Federation to face the Blacktop Bully and actually beat him?
Well, I'll tell you what, he's a force to be reckoned with. I'm sure there are superstars here in the American Wrestling Federation that would be eager to get into the ring with the Bully. Unfortunately, the Stormtrooper was not up to the caliber, the talent level of this wild man from the highways.
No, it was a vain attempt to have a go at Blacktop Bully. It didn't work out for the Stormtrooper, and I'm sure it won't work out for many, many more competitors to come. He's an angry man.
Well, he certainly is that, and take a look at this. Boy, he just barreled him down like a Mack truck.
That was the collision that we were talking about before. Stormtrooper didn't stand a chance from there on.
And ladies and gentlemen, right now I've got word standing by at the American Wrestling Federation offices of Paul Alperstein, Missy Hyde. Take it away.
Thanks, Mick and Alfred, and I'm outside the executive offices of the American Wrestling Federation because I got the scoop that there is some negotiations going on back behind those doors to bring in a superstar here to the AWF. Now, I don't have it right now, but hopefully by the end of the hour, I'm going to find out who it is. Oh, wait.
Sir, you can't go in there.
Lady, I'm Boogaloo Brown.
Wait, so, okay.
Go right ahead. He's been waiting for you.
Wait, you're not going in there because you're going to have to tell me what's going on. I want to know who's the superstar that's coming here to the AWF.
Missy Hyde, everybody want to know. I'm busy right now. I got an important meeting. I'll talk to you later.
Well, obviously, there's something going on in there that I've got to find out. And hopefully, by the end of the hour, I'm going to know. Because he's in there, his guys are wrestling this hour. Something's going on, and I'm going to have the scoop.
Thanks very much, Missy. I'm with Commissioner Jim Brunzell. Jim, right off the bat, any truth to what Missy is saying? Is there another superstar coming to the American Wrestling Federation?
Well, that's true, Ken. Paul and I have been negotiating with another superstar, and wherever Missy Hyde is getting her scoop from, she's right on.
Very interesting indeed. Jim, let me ask you, in fact, I've got to congratulate you. Your actions last week in the title match between Cowboy Bob Orton and Tito Santana, coming in and ordering the match restarted, was unbelievable.
Well, we think that we want to have the rules mean something in the American Wrestling Federation, and at that time the referee was not in full mental capacity to make the right call, so we had to restart the match, and I'm glad it came out, and I want to congratulate Tito. He's a tremendous fellow.
Jim, speaking of rules, what's the latest on Nails?
Well, Nails has been fined, and I just want to tell the people in the viewing audience right now that we have a match signed next week for Mr. USA Tony Atlas against Nails, so maybe they'll be able to settle their feud.
Right here on television next week?
Right here on TV next week, Ken.
Jim, thanks very much. Good to see you. And now, I guess you could say in some ways you have to give the devil his due. The Blacktop Bully putting together quite a winning streak here in the American Wrestling Federation.
First of all, that commissioner reminded me of a highway patrol, and I can't stand highway patrols. Second of all, I'm here for one reason. Just to put the breaker 19 on somebody's arm and break it. But one thing I can't stand is you people right here. Shut up! Every time I come to the ring, everybody is eyeing my honey. That means nobody looks at my honey. That's you too. You got that, resident?
Whatever you say, the Blacktop Bully, Big Mama. We'll be back with more right after this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back with the American Wrestling Federation. Professional wrestling the way it should be. And Lord Alfred Hayes, Missy Hyde doing her very, very best to try and get the scoop and find out who's coming to the American Wrestling Federation.
I know who that is.
I don't believe you.
I do indeed. And it's a big surprise.
Well, that remains to be seen. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Stand up and salute because America's hero, Sergeant Slaughter, makes his way to the ring. Right behind him, our flag bearer, Amir, this week one of the community leaders, and the Sarge, a true patriot in the world of professional wrestling and in the regular world as well. This man saluting the flag, high-fiving everybody about ringside. They absolutely love the Sarge, and I've got to tip my hat to him. Over the past several weeks, he has successfully rid the world of the likes of General Adnan and the like. They are completely frustrated by the Sarge.
What you mean is he has successfully poked his nose into everybody else's affairs and upset everything. Believe me, Tito Santana would not be the world champion that he is now if it hadn't been for the Sergeant.
Well, I tell you what, you might be right, but again, I tip my hat to Sergeant Slaughter as he's got that youngster.
Put that baby down.
Oh, cut it out. Sergeant Slaughter, you may be right. Maybe he was influential in keeping General Adnan in his chair.
So he's blowing his nose on the flag.
Oh, cut it out. He's doing nothing of the kind. And speaking of people who are snake-like. Where is Mr. Fuji?
I know where he is, and I'm not going to tell you because, as I've said before, you are just a common little man.
Well, never mind then. Trying to talk to you. Sergeant Slaughter about to do battle with Nasty Ned here. The Sarge looks absolutely tremendous. You know something? He is probably in the best shape of his life, and Nasty Ned can do all the nasty talk that he wants. He's in the ring with a true legend in this sport.
Well, I hope he rips his head off. Nasty Ned is a very good wrestler. He's very accomplished. However, unbelievably, he's not really in the class of Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, there's no question about that. Very few in professional wrestling are in the league in the class of Sergeant Slaughter.
Look at the audacity of Slaughter, turning his back on Nasty Ned. He's showing his disdain of him there. That, I think, is very rude.
I don't think he's showing disdain for Nasty Ned at all. He's got the crowd all fired up here in that chant of USA. What's the matter with being patriotic?
What is the matter? Because that fellow is not patriotic. If he was patriotic, he would be saluting Queen Elizabeth.
Well, you've got your countries mixed up, I'll tell you that. The Sarge with a little... Oh, wait a minute now. We don't see this this little swivel hitch very often.
Showing off again just because he can dance.
He's not showing off at all. Ladies and gentlemen, here in the American Wrestling Federation, Sergeant Slaughter has to contend with some very, very dangerous individuals. Among them, perhaps the most dangerous of them all, a man we're going to hear from right now. He is the convict himself, Nails.
I paid my stupid fine once again to the authorities. Jim Brunzel, I hope you got a little bit of extra spending money. But let's get to the real point. Tony Atlas, I'm looking for you. Come in the ring next week, and I'm going to break you in half.
What a matchup that is going to be. Finally, it's all going to come to a head. Nails against Tony Atlas next week.
And now look at Nasty Ned being his nastiest. And Sergeant Slaughter, oh, look at him suffer. Isn't that a shame?
Well, I think it is, and I tell you what, Nasty Ned better be at his absolute nastiest right now. Because when the Sarge turns it on, Nasty Ned better get out of Dodge.
I don't think the Sergeant is going to turn it on. I think he's had it. Look at Nasty Ned.
Oh, all the way across, and follows it up with that clothesline. And I've got to agree with you, Nasty Ned is unloading on Sergeant Slaughter.
And I like the way our stealth camera is picking them up.
Oh, look
at Sergeant Slaughter. They're taking advantage with a smaller man.
There is no more devastating forearm in the business than that of the Sarge. Woo! Nasty Ned sent airborne, and now Sergeant Slaughter loading up the Slaughter cannon, and he nails it. Down to the canvas.
That tremendous weight and all that force coming at you.
Now signaling for that Cobra clutch. He's got Nasty Ned dead center in the middle of the ring. He's got it locked on, and I guarantee you this one's over.
Well, there goes the bell, and it certainly is over. I didn't have much confidence in Nasty Ned. I didn't think he would get the job done. And once again, here's another victory for Sergeant Slaughter.
And a very impressive victory at that. And I told you, when Nasty Ned started to break the rules, throw the rule book out the window, it was just a matter of time. He raised the ire of the Sarge.
Look at the Sergeant there saluting. And I told him not to pick up that child. He's very dangerous, you know.
Well, he's certainly picking up Nasty Ned in a big way there, dropping him to the canvas. This the Slaughter cannon.
Well, that was definitely the highlight of the whole match there. It's incredible how this huge, vast man can get onto that rope and dive the way he does.
Well, Sergeant Slaughter with a most impressive victory here in the American Wrestling Federation. There's a side Sarge for president, well, maybe 4 years down the road. And look at this. The youngsters about ringside pouring into the ring to celebrate with the Sarge.
That's not right. Children shouldn't have such happiness.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. We're coming right back as the celebration for the Sarge continues. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the six-man main event here in the American Wrestling Federation. Lord Alfred Hayes, gear up. This is going to be a great one.
It certainly is. Look at that ring. There's 6 stars in there, and as I say, every one of them a star, a superstar in his own right.
Well, there's a mysterious combination of the Texas Hangmen and their partner, also a masked man, the Super Destroyer. Devastating.
Well, this promises to be a very exciting tag team match. All the ingredients are present to make that excitement come through.
Absolutely, as we take a look at Konnan 2000, Chief Charlie Norris, and You've got all the ingredients, as you said. You've got power, you've got strength, you've got speed. It's all right here in the American Wrestling Federation. Been a while since we've seen a six-man tag, and this is a good one.
And you forgot to mention one other word there, skill. There is a lot of skill in this ring. Konnan 2000, one of the most beautifully adapted bodies for wrestling that I've ever witnessed. Chief Charlie Norris, long and gambling, but very effective.
You're gonna die by a noose.
Now, is that killer or is that psycho? I've asked you before.
He was talking about the evening news or something.
Oh, he what? Evening news. For heaven's sakes, ladies and gentlemen, as we get rolling right here, Chief Charlie Norris getting that crowd worked up with that war chant, and now he's challenging virtually all three members of the combination. I'm going to ask you again, you sidestepped it. Who is in the ring right now? Is that Killer or Psycho of the Hangman?
That's,
you don't know. You don't know. I caught you.
I do know.
Oh, big shoulder tackle, and one of the Hangmen hits the deck. Norris over the top now, very agile for a man almost 300 pounds. He's chopping everybody down, everybody in sight. All three masked men hit the deck courtesy of Charlie Norris.
And I was about to say that it looks as if Chief Norris could take these three by himself. And he practically did.
Well, he tossed Billy Two Eagles off the top, and now another Native American star with that double clothesline now. Konnan 2000 in the ring. It's all broken loose.
Here's such an exciting young prospect, Konnan 2000, and now he's putting it to work here in this ring, in this six-man tag team match that really is thrilling everybody here.
Well, in my estimation, your lordship, there should always be two referees handling a six-man tag team match. The action always spills out onto the floor in the ring. You've got to have eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah, you would want something like that, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would want more.
You'd like to spoil all the fun, wouldn't you, for the Texas Hangman and the Super Destroyer?
Konnan 2000 in for the cover, count of 1 and 2, and almost over just that quickly.
Some exciting stuff here from Konnan 2000 as he tags in the young warrior, Billy Two Eagles.
And Billy Two Eagles making his debut in the American Wrestling Federation, brought in by Chief Charlie Norris. Two Eagles back into the corner, and there was a clubbing forearm. Oh, my gosh.
Some power here being shown by the Texas Hangmen. They really are out for blood this time.
But Billy Two Eagles with a reversal and a monkey flip across the ring. He's showing us a lot here now. Over the top, what a series of maneuvers by this youngster.
That was very pretty indeed.
The Hangman went right over the top, the speed and the finesse of Two Eagles as he's going into that war dance right now. I am very, very impressed with this young man.
Me too, I must say, he's very exciting. We know how good the Texas Hangmen are. We know how good the Super Destroyer is. But now we're seeing what Billy Two Eagles can do, along with his compatriot there, the Chief Charlie Norris.
Chief Charlie Norris out of Red Lake, Minnesota. Almost 300 pounds, as I said. And speaking of Minnesota, very quickly, we want to wish our friend James Johnson up in Minneapolis a happy birthday, as well as a great young wrestling fan, Robert Lipkin. Robert, happy birthday to you too, my friend.
And happy birthday to Thelma Threadneedle as well.
She just had a birthday.
Well, she can have another one, can't she?
In the ring, Konnan 2000, working on one of the Hangman. Off the rope, big shoulder tackle. That's a powerhouse in there. In Konnan 2000, short clothesline. He's on fire. Wait a second. From the outside of the ring, the Super Destroyer.
Well, that's the way to put out a fire. That is what you do. Really good tag team work there.
Well, I have to agree, illegal or not, the Super Destroyer was Johnny on the spot there. And now Konnan 2000 is in the wrong part of the ring. He's trying to battle his way out. I'm not sure if he can do it as we're down to the last half minute here. Konnan attempting to fight off both of the Texas Hangmen, but now he's paying a price.
Oh, that's much too big for him to chew. He's really paying the price now. He's a youngster and a little bit brash. Now he's paying for that brashness.
I'm not sure if it's brashness or not, but at any rate, it's the Super Destroyer tagged in right now. There's a couple of lefts and then a right, and Konnan is dropped as the seconds tick away here in the opening round.
Well, he wasted his time there. He should have leapt upon him and pinned him. He had the opportunity.
And ladies and gentlemen, this has been an outstanding opening round. If you're scoring on points, I don't envy the judges one bit. Very, very even matchup. And as we are between rounds right now, you talk about controversial, colorful characters in the American Wrestling Federation. Let's hear from Honky Tonk Man and Angel Baby.
thousands of cards and letters are pouring in for the Honky Tonk Man, and they're wanting to know, is Angel Baby and the Honky Tonk Man on such a roll that we can't be stopped? All I can say is, yes, we are. The franchise is doing very well. I've got a lot to say about it, but I don't have time to talk now. My mind is on championship matches. My mind is on Tito Santana. My mind is on singing. My mind is on dancing. And, of course, it's especially on playing my guitar. So if the AWF and everybody else will just line them up, the Honky Tonk Man is going to knock them down. Stop ducking, stop dodging, Santana. Come to the Honky Tonk Man. Join the franchise.
Well, you know, for a man who started that segment by saying he didn't have time to talk about anything, he certainly rambled on there. The Honky Tonk Man, along with Angel Baby, he doesn't know how to play that guitar at all.
Yes, he does. That was beautiful music he was saying. You don't know anything about music, do you?
Well, I know something about six-man tag action as we're back to the action in the middle of the ring. And Super Destroyer missed with that attempted fist. And Konnan, what a drop kick.
Oh, that was a tremendous drop kick. Only one man can deliver a drop kick like that. Of course, it's Konnan 2000.
Tremendously powerful, not only upper body, but also leg strength. And Konnan trying to roll Super Destroyer over, but the Hangman interferes and interrupts the pin attempt.
And that is tag team work at its best there. Konnan with a beautiful pile driver, but nothing came of it.
And, oh, two Eagles ran into the boot from the Super Destroyer now. Whipped into the ropes, off over the top. What a great maneuver!
Oh, how quick Billy Two Eagles is. He really is a fast wrestler.
And we've got a slugfest going on here now. Two Eagles grabs the mask of the Super Destroyer again, going into the war dance. Hang the Texas Hangman, absolutely. I'll go along with that. The two Native Americans in the ring, double tomahawk chop.
And they know how to deal with the Super Destroyer.
And ladies and gentlemen, here's a combination you want to deal with. Let's listen right now to Rico Suave and, of course, his family. Do we have to listen to this?
Certainly.
You know, all you brain-dead humanoids might be wondering exactly why the tag team champions of the world have their backs to you. Well, it's very simple. You don't deserve to look at their beautiful faces. You know something? And that's all I keep on hearing these days about the Road Warriors. The Road Warriors. You want to see their face? Go win some matches, punks.
Well, that's real smart. Telling the Road Warriors to go win some matches. That's all they've been doing for several years. And why didn't he turn around and face the other way?
Well, he wanted to show you his beautiful face.
Oh,
That's why.
Yeah, he's a charmer.
Well, he speaks a lot of sense. He makes sense, I should say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back to six-man tag action. This is hot and heavy. Continuing on here. That's Two Eagles with a great drop kick.
A drop kick from that height is very, very dangerous indeed. However, look at that. Eagles back on his feet again, but not for long.
Nice drop toe hold by the Super Destroyer. And now Billy Two Eagles is being stopped by one of the Texas Hangmen. I believe that's Killer in the ring right now, isn't it?
No, that's Psycho. Get them right, will you?
Wait a second now. Oh, good grief. The back of the head snapping on the canvas. That's got to be Whiplash City right there.
And that was really a nice maneuver there by the Texas Hangman. A delayed drop there. Got his man in all sorts of trouble. And here, I'm afraid, it's lights out for his team and his partners, Konnan 2000 and Chief Charlie Norris.
Well, certainly the Texas Hangman and the Super Destroyer cutting off the ring. The referee out of position a little bit there. In for the cover. Up by the time the referee returned, Billy Two Eagles was able to kick out of that pin attempt. Oh!
What a sight suplex that was.
And a beauty in for the cover, but this time Konnan makes the save. And now the referee seems to be losing control here. Super Destroyer in the ring right now.
I wouldn't say he's losing control. I would say he's lost control.
Oh!
Because look at this. Oh, my word, that was a maneuver there by the Super Destroyer. I think that Billy Two Eagles is out on his... No, almost out.
Almost out as we are now down to 15 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, in this round. Very seesaw battle once again. Super Destroyer picks him up, suplexes him to the canvas. Is there enough time for the pin? In for the cover, count 1 and 2. Oh, there was enough time, but Two Eagles was able to kick out. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. What a round. You have to give that one to the masked man.
Well, certainly, Billy Two Eagles took a great deal of punishment there. His team trying to drag him back to their corner.
And ladies and gentlemen, a very, very even matchup so far. Stay with us. We're coming back. This six-man tag team match continues. Six-man tag team action continues with the Warriors of Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. We are into round 3, and I've got to tell you, our judges at ringside, Tony Brown from New York and Matt Edelman out of Stamford, Connecticut, they have got their hands full in calling this one, your lordship.
Indeed, as much as I have, because I've been unable really to find any difference between these two teams. They've been so evenly matched. If anything, maybe the Hangmen with Super Destroyer a hair in front.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. You know, you have to wonder if the Texas Hangmen are a little bit lost. Their manager, Boogaloo Brown, not at ringside, of course. He's at the offices of the president of the American Wrestling Federation, Paul Alperstein. And, of course, we want to hear from Missy Hyatt, hopefully, by the end of the program, trying to find out what's going on down there. This is all broken loose here, and the Hangman and Super Destroyer perhaps lacking a little bit of cohesiveness with Boogaloo not in the building.
Yes, they have seemed to have lost that particular thread, but I'm sure it's something really, really big that is occupying Boogaloo Brown and Missy at the same time.
And Billy Two Eagles fighting for his very life in the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen. Professional wrestling the way it should be in the American Wrestling Federation. And wait a second now. There's that noose wrapped around the throat of Billy Two Eagles. And Super Destroyer and the Hangman do a number on him. The referee's back was turned.
Well, they said they would live by the noose, and they certainly were just there. And if you can get away with something... Oh! Boy, you can't get away with that, though. Wow!
He hit his own tag team partner. And now, Billy Two Eagles, who has taken some punishment right now. If he can regroup, he's got to get something going, and he does. There's the tag to his partner, Native American Charlie Norris, and the big chief from Red Lake, Minnesota. Wait a second now. Super Destroyer mounting a comeback of his own. Oh, he telegraphed it.
No, he's a big, powerful man, Chief Charlie Norris. He's worked up now, a little dancing there, although I've never seen that particular dance before.
Well, he blocks the attempt into the buckle there by Super Destroyer. And now, Norris on the one side of the ring, and Konnan 2002 Eagles working on the Super Destroyer on the other. The Hangmen trying to enter the ring.
And everybody got a shot at Super Destroyer there, so they're not averse to sharing this particular role.
No question about that. There's another double chop. It's all broken loose. There's Charlie Norris mounting that top ring rope. Super Destroyer being set up there. Big tomahawk chop. Norris has a hero count of 1 and 2 and 3.
And just luckily he snaps that leg back again. He nearly lost that 1, 2, 3, but he was so quick, so alert that he did make it finally.
Chief Charlie Norris, Billy Two Eagles, and Konnan 2000 take the measure of the masked men in this outstanding six-man tag team main event here on the Warriors of Wrestling. The Texas Hangmen look absolutely disgusted.
You were certainly right about it being an outstanding event. It was that, although I would say that Chief Charlie Norris was just a trifle lucky in getting the deciding fall there.
Wait a second, now the Hangmen are back in the ring, and they look very, very distraught here. And as we take a look at the opposing team heading back to the locker room, let's get back to the ring because there seems to be a little bit of dissension here among the ranks. They're shoving with the Super Destroyer now. They're going after their own tag team partner. The Hangmen have no scruples, no loyalty whatsoever.
It's not that at all. It's a case of he let them down. They took the Super Destroyer into their charge on their side, and what has he done? He's failed them miserably.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. He did the best he could. There was total chaos in the ring. Killer and Psycho and the Super Destroyer. Now, this is very, very close here, your lordship.
Here's the deciding fall. See how he reaches up with his right hand, takes control of that leg, and ensures the 1, 2, 3. At the same time, being alert enough to lift his own shoulder.
Well, this was a tremendous matchup, and there you see the assault on their own partner. Stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. Warriors of Wrestling coming right back at you.